FNCS is right around the corner, and if you want to have any shot at making it past Division 3 or even Division 2 or even making heats, you need to be prepared. And in this video, I'm breaking down 10 absolute essential things you have to know before you hop into FNCS. Whether it's game-breaking strategies, meta shifts, or the biggest mistakes players are making right now, this list is going to give you the upper hand against the competition. So before you lock in with a trio, make sure you stick around to the end, because tip number 1 might just be the difference between you qualifying or getting sent back to the lobby. And before we get into it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, because we are not trying to get shadow banned out here. YouTube be moving crazy, and we need every bit of support to keep the content flowing. And with that said, let's get to the list. And at number 10, I have take launch pads over kneecappers for your trio. This season's movement is terrible. If you're holding 3 kneecappers instead of a launch pad, you're literally throwing. Pads let you instantly reposition, rotate over congested zones, and avoid unnecessary fights. Kneecappers are nice, but let's be real, they're way too situational. The priority should always be pads first, kneecappers second. And at number 9, I have pick and drop with your trio before the day of FNCS. I shouldn't even have to say this, but I see way too many trios scrambling last second to find a drop spot. If you don't have a set drop, you're already behind. Pick one now, learn it, and don't swap last second just because you lost a few scrims. And number 8 is have a drop map ready. Once you get to know your drop, you need a drop map. Where do you land? You are already at a disadvantage. Know your best loot paths, disengage routes, and surge spots. The best teams already have theirs locked in, so you should too to be prepared. And at number 7, I have a learning mentality, not a I'm never wrong mindset. And let me just show you an example of this from one of my past videos.
Yo, I'm about to get off, bro.
Why didn't get off then, bro?
Are you
You
what?
stupid.
Look, tying over a game. Alright, I'm getting off.
I'm driving blind.
I see this mistake all the time. If you or your teammates refuse to admit mistakes, you will literally never improve. Pro teams constantly review their games and adjust. If you're dying the same way every match, something needs to change. Drop the ego and learn from your mistakes. And at number 6, I've established roles before the day of FNCS. FNCS isn't the time to figure out things mid-game. Your trio needs clear roles. You need to find out who is IGL, fragging, and support. If all 3 of you are doing the same thing, you're going to be lost in stacked endgame. Set your roles, trust your teammates, and play your part. And at number 5, I have be comfortable with your trio. This one's really simple. If you're not comfortable with your trio, you're going to crumble under pressure. FNCS is stressful, and if you don't trust your teammates or you're arguing mid-game, you are just handing out free limbs to other teams. Putting trust into your IGL is the most important thing as a trio. If you're going to mess up, you might as well mess up together, because if you're together as a team, then that makes a difference. Build chemistry now so you can lock in on game day. And at number 4, I have make a surge base early. Surge is easier than ever this season, and it's because players have little to no movement. If you're waiting till 3rd zone to tag players, you're literally throwing. Make a surge base early, get easy tags, and stay ahead of the damage threshold. The teams that are proactive with surge always survive to endgame. And at number 3, I have play smart mid-game. One of the biggest mistakes trios make is taking dumb mid-game fights for literally no reason. If you don't need surge and you're W keying because you're bored, you don't have the passion to do good in FNCS. Look at the map, where's the dead side, and where can you rotate safely? Playing smart mid-games keeps you alive for the real points, which is in the end game. And at number 2, I have practice stacked lobbies, not just creative. Creative is not FNCS. You could drop 30 kills in a 1v1, but that means literally nothing when you're in a 60-player moving zone. Get into scrims, play stack customs, and practice how FNCS lobbies actually feel. If you only grind creative, you're setting yourself up for failure. And before we get to number 1, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you have any critiques on my video or anything that you wanted to change. Just drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And with that said, at number 1, I have review your VODs and fix mistakes quickly. This is the single biggest difference between teams that qualify and teams that don't. If you're not watching your replays and fixing your mistakes, you're just repeating them. Ask yourself, where did we die? What could we have done better? Did we play for positioning or waste mats? The teams that adapt fastest are the ones that qualify. Watch your VODs, fix your mistakes, and get ahead of the competition. And that's it. That's the 10 tips that I will give you to help you dominate in FNCS and secure your spot in heats. And listen, you're going to want to stick around because next week I'm traveling across the country to play FNCS Week 2 with my duo Miss Keeperman. It's going to be insane. So make sure you're subbed with noties on. You will not want to miss it. Now stop watching, lock in with your trio, and get to work. Come on. See you in FNCS. Peace.
What we do here is go back.
Loud.